Hi and welcome. This is my May review for Librans. We start off the month with your ruler, Venus, making a fantastic conjunction with Jupiter. And this is one of the best aspects you can experience. This is great for relationships, but also good financially. And for you, it's very good for the workplace because it's in your sixth house. So a fantastic time to plan a social event, or something that will get you out and about with other people and enjoying yourself. The only thing you'd be aware of is that this aspect is prone to overindulgence. Then we have Pluto retrograde as well at the beginning of the month. Now, when a planet's retrograde, we can still work with the energy. In fact, it's sometimes easier to work with because it internalises. Now, Pluto is retrograde in your fourth house, and this is till the 8th of October, so you've got plenty of time to work on this. And the lessons to be learned while Pluto's in that fourth house is to develop a home environment that encompasses higher values. So things like truth and compassion and humility. This will be good, and also it's a good time to develop your own personality because the fourth house is also about long-term planning and future development of yourself as a person. And the more you develop yourself as a person, the more secure you'll feel within your environment. There's another interesting aspect on the 4th as the Sun makes a conjunction with Uranus. Now, this aspect is one that can bring new and exciting people in your life or events, but also can bring upsets and disruption to your life. Now, this depends on how in tune you are with yourself and your own energies. Now, if all's going well, we have another aspect on the same day, and that's the Sun making aspect to Mars. If all is well, then you'll be able to really push yourself forward because that Mars energy will incline you to break the mould, because Uranus wants you to try new things and to not necessarily rebel, but to break out of your restrictions and your routines and try different new things. Now, with Mars in that place, you'll all have that impetus. Now, if there is upsets or sudden events that change and happen in your life, then you're not in tune with yourself and the planetary energies, and you need to adjust and make the necessary commitment to change. Two other aspects on the 4th. We have Venus making a square to the Black Moon Lilith. Now, these two are across the work kind of areas because it's the 6th house and the 10th house. So this will focus on relationships at work, and you need to confront the relationships that are holding you back or stopping you from achieving what you might achieve. So it's a difficult thing to handle, but you need to make that move now. The other aspect is between Saturn and the asteroid Vesta. Now, Vesta is our internal flame, and this is happening in your 5th house of creativity. So this is a time when you may have an urge to create something, express your very, very deep inner feelings. And Saturn will give you the medium, the patience and persistence to follow this through. You have 6 days with this aspect to think about it. Also, it could affect children. It could be that you've decided that it's time to have children and you want to, or you maybe want to work with children. This is a time to devote to that. Venus, your ruler, is speeding through the heavens at this point in time, and is now in the 7th house in Aries. Now, the 7th house is the house of Libra, so it's quite well suited there. And she makes an aspect to Mercury. Now, Mercury's slowing down because he's preparing to go retrograde. But Venus wants to have fun. She wants to organise parties or have some kind of fun with friends. So maybe a good day to do this. And then on the 10th, Mercury does go retrograde, and this is in Gemini and your 9th house. Now, there are lessons to be learned and work to do while planets are retrograde. And with Mercury, it's the shortest period of retrogradation because it's only 3 weeks, so there's time to get on with things now. Mercury is going to point out to you what you need to do, and you need to pay attention to the detail, the small things maybe that you've overlooked before, but now it's time to look at those and put those right, because it's the small things that can trip you up later on. And also with Mercury in the 9th house, it's good to look at the wider spectrum of people's beliefs and accept that everybody has the right to believe what they want, and it's not necessarily right or wrong, and you just have to accept that people have their own beliefs. Intriguing aspect on the 12th, because the Sun makes a conjunction with the North Node. Now the Moon's North Node is our spiritual way forward, our destiny. However, this is what we should work towards. It's fearful though, because it's new territory. The Sun making this conjunction means it's time to go into new territory. It's time to put your foot forward and take that step. Also being in the 8th house as well. The 8th house is the house of karma. So it could be some kind of karmic connection with the road you've got to take. On the 14th, Mars makes a positive aspect, so this gives you the courage and the conviction to actually make that first step. It's always the hardest, but doors will open, and your path will become very obvious, so it's time to step that way, walk that walk. You may have made some decisions over the last few days with the Sun conjunct the North Node, but on the 15th these will be brought into question. This will probably be an internal dilemma you have. It's that have I done the right thing aspect. It's a square between the Sun and Saturn. Now, Saturn always questions what you've done, but Saturn is also the teacher. You can learn through him. On the same day, we have the Sun make an aspect to Neptune, so this will help to dissolve the ego, so you won't be ego-centered, so you won't be making any decisions based on that. You will be able to make a calm and collected decision, and I'm sure that Saturn will back you up and tell you that you've made the right decision. We also have on that day your ruler making a conjunction with Chiron. This is in that 7th house, so this may bring up issues from the past within relationships, but it's a good time to perhaps lay them to rest and to balance the love you give to others with the love you have for yourself. On the 16th we have our full moon. Now this full moon is also a total lunar eclipse. This happens in Scorpio and it's in your 2nd house. So this eclipse is the same series as the one in April, the Sarah 6 North series, but this time it's in a different area of the chart. It's in the 2nd house, which is the house of finances. It's the house of values, what you value and what belongs to you. And it's also the house of the 5 senses. So this full moon, being in Scorpio, will affect you quite deeply. It's a very emotionally intense full moon. And it's a good time to look at things in your life that maybe you need to let go of. It's a good time to have a major clear out. The full moon is about letting go of the past. So the more you can shed, the lighter you'll be and the faster you will travel forward in the future. Also with this eclipse, it's the same series as the April 1 Sarah 6 North series, and it brings into focus relationships with authority figures. So this could be part of this eclipse, and also about taking control. So maybe it's about taking control of your finances, maybe it's about taking control of other areas of your life. After the full moon on the 17th, you may feel a little bit strange because Mars, the planet of ego, comes and conjuncts Neptune, the planet that dissolves ego. So it may be that you feel like you're floating in air, that you're suspended. And it may be because this is in your 6th house, your health may be a little bit under the weather today. You may feel dizzy or lightheaded. And it may be that your energy is drained away. So don't take on too much on this day. Just be aware that this may happen. And then the next day you'll come back down to earth with a bang, because the Sun makes a positive aspect to Pluto's in that 4th house, so you'll soon be grounded. And we spoke about Pluto being retrograde. This is a fantastic opportunity to work with what we spoke about earlier, because this aspect can transform part of your inner world, and this will help you to evolve as we mentioned. Mercury makes 2 aspects. First on the 19th, remember Mercury's retrograde. This aspect is to Jupiter. So we mentioned about looking at the detail. And this is fantastic because Jupiter's in that 6th house, which is the house of Virgo, which is detail and analysing. This is a good time to analyse your routines. See where maybe you're wasting energy, and you can regain some of your energy and power that you've maybe given away or wasted. And on the 21st, another aspect, but the Sun has now moved into the 9th house in Gemini. So the Sun is full of vigour, full of energy, and again it's time to use Mercury's retrograde motion to plan things and to look at things, and to maybe take another look at your talents and resources that you've not used. Maybe it's time to bring them into focus now and make the real best of what you've got. On the 22nd, we have two aspects that aid success. The first one is the Sun making a positive aspect to Jupiter. And Jupiter's in that 6th house, as we mentioned, so it's a good time to look at your goals and your aims and see how you're getting on with your, say, health, fitness and your work routines. And it's also a good time to analyse your beliefs again, because with the Sun in the 9th making an aspect to Jupiter, who rules the 9th house, it's an ideal opportunity to look at philosophical things and beliefs, and just update anything that you feel is needs updating. Your beliefs are very important because they shape your life. What you believe in shapes what it is you do later on. Action always follows thought. Then the other aspect is between Mars and Pluto. So this is intense energy again, and this is energy that you can use to achieve and to get things done. On the 23rd, we have a conjunction between Ceres, the asteroid, and the black moon Lilith. Now this is happening in your 10th house, but it's also in Cancer. Now Ceres is the archetypal primal figure of the eternal mother, and is where our nurturing comes from. Also, this is happening in the sign of Cancer, which is also a very nurturing sign. And then on the other side of the coin, we have the black moon Lilith. Now the black moon Lilith was the original sinner. She is more on the promiscuous sexual side of things, and this could be an opportunity, if you're in a healthy relationship, to merge these two together. Now the other thing is, maybe it's time that you took up a profession, or in your career you nurture people. And it may be that at work people see you as someone that they can come to and talk to. Now the other thing with these two together is that it can also bring up things from the past, things hurts, or maybe instances from the past that maybe were uncomfortable, and you could be challenged again by these coming to the surface. So it's a good time to deal with those now and lay them to rest. Your ruler Venus is going full steam ahead and makes a positive aspect to Saturn. Now this is good because Venus in that 7th house of relationships means you can now sit down with your partner and discuss things, especially to do with obligations and expectations and duties that should be performed. And then on the 26th, Venus makes an aspect to Pluto. Now Pluto's in that 4th house of the home. So again, there's intense emotions here, but you could as well sort out any duties and obligations regarding your home life and who does what. Mars then comes along and makes two aspects. On the 28th, this is probably the best aspect he could make. He makes a conjunction with Jupiter. Mars is in Aries, which he rules, and Jupiter is in the early stage of Aries, which he is very comfortable in. These planets are both very powerful in this position. So this is great because this is in your 7th house. So if you're in a relationship or a business partnership, or you have some connection with a group or organisation, this is a time when you can really work together with people, put your full energy in. You have 3 days of this, and this is a great time to achieve something. It's a good time for a special project that people can work together on and get finished. Then on the 30th, Mars makes a aspect to the black moon Lilith, and that's in your 10th house, career and destiny. So this is a time when you could decide to break free, break out, make changes. This is another 3-day aspect, so it's time to get to grips with this and to really decide which direction you want to go in. I know if you Librans, it's sometimes hard to make a decision, but Mars will, in your opposite sign of Aries, will give you that impetus, the initiative to make that decision. To end the month, we have our new moon. The new moon's in Gemini and it's in the 9th house for you. Now this new moon is about the empowerment to explore and to grow and to evolve. So it's a great time to look at different things. It may be that you want to look at something philosophical, maybe that you want to learn or study a new course. It could be that you want to take in a different part of the world, whether it's by travelling or by researching and learning about things. Maybe that you want to take in some kind of history or geographical project. Whatever it is, the whole idea of this new moon is to get you to do something new, be adventurous, try something new. This is what the 9th house is all about. Now the other thing with it being in Gemini, you must remember not to scatter your energies too thinly, because this is a trait of Gemini. So choose what you're going to do and concentrate on that area and get that underway. Thank you for watching my May review. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a message, I would love to hear from you.